What's up, gamers? And you want to know how to build Lingsha because she has such a cute bunny. She is so great for your account and she is so beautiful that I have one big question I want to ask her right now.
What's up, guys? I finally found Lingsha so I can ask her a question. She's just chilling there at the end of my hallway. I don't know what she's doing there. Alright, now's our chance to go ahead and talk to Miss Lingsha. Wait a second, I don't think I was actually prepared for this, but now she sees me. What am I gonna do? I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just gotta go for it. You two, just go for it. You just have to go for it. Hey, Lingsha, I have a question for you.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and ask your question.
Well, first I just want to say you're absolutely beautiful, and I think your bunny Fuyan is so cute.
Oh, well, thanks, and I'm sure Fuyan will appreciate that too.
But I'm sorry about that. Let me just get to the question now. Are you a boyfriend-free girl?
Yeah, you should probably stop taking your advice from Chris Chan.
Damn you, Christian, but if you've taught me one thing, that's how to escape a situation. So I'm gonna take your advice and hit a 360 and walk away now. I'm really sorry about this. Damn you, Christian, you failed me again.
So guys, let's go ahead and start off first with the talent first, because this is what kind of drives the rest of the kit. Her talent's the thing that's summoning in Fuyan, her bunny, and don't correct me in the comment section, I'm probably wrong on the name, I know that, I am bad at pronunciations. Anyway, she's going to be summoning in her bunny from using this talent whenever she uses a skill. And whenever the bunny takes an action, it counts as a follow-up attack. It's going to be dealing fire damage to every single enemy on the field. On top of that, guys, she'll be targeting one random enemy, and that enemy will be determined based off of how much toughness the enemy has and if they are fire weakness. On top of this, it will be dispelling one debuff from all of your allies and hitting a heal on all of your allies as well. So this means that Fuyan, first of all, is doing follow-up attacks, it's healing your team, it's dispelling a debuff from your whole team, and doing an attack on the enemy as well. That's doing a lot of different things. This is also affecting the toughness a lot too, so your abundance type character is now doing a lot more toughness damage more frequently than someone like Mr. Gallywagger could do, right? Because Gallywagger can hit with the ultimate one time for AoE attack and then he hits single target after that. With her, she's just kind of going full stone with his bunny here, attacking every single enemy. And the final thing I should note here, guys, is that this only has a max stack of 5 stacks. You get more of these stacks by using a skill attack, which gives you 3 additional stacks. Now, this is not to say this is the only way you're doing damage. This is not to say this is the only way you're doing anything on the team with her, right? Because her skill and ultimate's really good as well, and this is kind of what pushes her over the edge for me over Gallagher, right? Because her skill move, guys, is not only going to be healing the whole team up, it is also going to be hitting every single enemy on the field and giving your Fuyan 3 extra charges, so that will never deplenish. So unlike using Gallagher's skill, which targets one ally, heals them up basically to max, right? She'll be doing a lower heal, but for the whole team and attacking the enemy as well. This will also be advancing forward Fuyan by 20% as well, so this is going to increase the amount of times that Fuyan's actually going to be acting. And then finally, guys, the ultimate move. It works also very similar to how Gallagher's ultimate move works. You hit every single enemy on the field, and then they'll be taking 22.5% increased break damage for 2 turns, so she will be inflicting a debuff with this move. But not only is it doing that, it's also going to be healing the whole team as well and advancing Fuyan's action by 100%. So this essentially means you get a double full team heal just using the ultimate, right? Because you're getting a full heal from the ultimate and you're getting a full heal from Fuyan as well. Not to mention her energy cost is 110, which means you can maintain a pretty strong 3-turn ult with her. But this is not where her fun stops at, because her bonus abilities are absolutely so amazing. First of all, guys, her basic attack will be getting 10 extra energy back, meaning you're getting 30 energy just from using a basic attack, which means it doesn't matter if you use skill or basic attack. It's going to be a 3-turn ult if you're building her the way that I recommend building her today. So this does help out with SP efficiency and just getting that ult back up as frequently as possible. Another very big one that kind of tells us how we're going to build her is going to be Vermilion Waft, because guys, this is going to be increasing her attack or outgoing healing based off of the amount of break effect that she has. So that means we're going to be building her on break effect to get increased attack or outgoing healing. That stat will be determined on whatever you're using at the time. So if it's an attack stat, there's your buff. If you're doing some type of healing, then you get the increased outgoing healing there. And then her A6 is kind of like a direct power creep to load shit in a way, because what this is going to be doing is whenever one of your allies goes below 60% HP, Fuyan will immediately trigger a follow-up attack, which inherently just heals the whole team up. So whenever someone in your team drops below 60% HP, Fuyan as a follow-up attack heals the whole team up. This can only be activated once every 2 turns. And what I mean by this is a power creep to Locha is because this heals the whole team and then removes a debuff from everyone on the team, whereas his is under 50% HP and only targets one ally and removes one debuff from one ally, okay? So to me, Fuyan feels like a direct upgrade to someone someone like Locha. This is like a direct power creep to Locha, but we're gonna save the Suju summons for a completely different video. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel for that. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead now and talk about what her best in slot light cones are, because there's quite a plethora of options that you can use and some very free-to-play ones as well. Starting off with her first best in slot option, that is going to be her signature light cone. This is going to be hands down her best light cone, because first of all, her light cone is going to be increasing her break effect, which inherently increases her attack or outgoing healing. Then on top of this, she'll be making the enemy take additional damage as well with a debuff, which is amplified even more when her break effect is over 150. So this is hands down the best light cone that you could possibly run on her. She has vulnerability with this light cone. This is going to be super good, and honestly, I would even recommend getting this light cone for someone like a Gallagher as well. Could really help him out too if you didn't want to necessarily pull Lingsha, but those are the really only two characters that can really take use of it. But now let's go ahead and talk about the second best in slot option, and that is the What Is Real light cone. This is Gallagher's signature free-to-play light cone. You can get this very easily S5 from the MOC shop. Essentially what this does is increase her break effect by 48%, and then whenever she uses a basic attack, she'll be restoring some of her own HP as well, so it kind of keeps her health up even more. Overall, I think this is the second best in slot option, mainly just for the free break effect that this is going to be giving to her. But there is one light cone that could be arguably better than what Gallagher's light cone is, the free play light cone, and that's post-op conversation at S5. It has to be S5. No skimping out on this. If you don't have this S5, just run the free to play light cone. But if you have this at S5, guys, it's going to be increasing the energy regeneration rate by 16%, and then it's going to be increasing the outgoing healing by ultimate moves by 24%. The reason you want it S5 is because of the 16% energy regen here, because with the 16% energy regen here, you can actually get a 3-turn ult with her using a break effect chain rather than an ERR chain, so this can be really good if you're using this on your Lingsha. So that's all I really want to talk about as far as light cones go. Of course, things like quid pro quo could work here, right, to give energy to the rest of the team. There are other options that could be used here. Like, these are just the 3 best in slot options that I see being used on her, but let me know what you're going to use in the comment section down below, because now I want to talk to you guys about what her best in slot builds are. And if you made it to this part of the video, you probably just got scammed, because now I'm going to tell you to subscribe to my channel. You might have watched this point in the video already. You might like the cringe copium weird kind of content we have here, so hit that subscribe button now. I would much appreciate it. Now let's go ahead and talk about those relics we're going to be running on her, because honestly, she is pretty easy to farm for in my opinion. So her best in slot 4-piece set for a break team, this is really only going to apply to break team in my opinion, is going to be the 4-piece Iron Cavalry. The only reason I recommend this for a break team is because it is much easier to get her over the 250 threshold, and you'll probably be using something with super break on the team as well, so you're getting the extra defense shred, which means all of her attacks are doing like a lot more damage because you have so much more defense shred with this set on, and on top of that is giving you 16% extra break effect. Now if you're not running her on a break effect team, you don't necessarily have to run this. Like, it's gonna be very easy to get the 10% defense into her, sure, but if you're running her on any other team, it's probably better to run her on a 2-piece of this or any other break set in the game for that matter, with a 2-piece hacker space for the additional speed. That is going to be the second best in slot set that I can recommend. Either of these sets can work. The second one has a lot more flexibility because you can really run any 2-piece break set with a 2-piece hacker space. So if you already had some decent pieces for her, you were just kind of saving on your account for like some weird occasion, maybe you had them locked up and never used them, never touched them, you can go ahead and level those up now and give those to her with a 2-piece hacker space that also fits her niche as well. But those are going to be the 2 best sets that I can recommend. Let's go ahead now and talk about the best in slot planar sets, and that's going to be the 2-piece forge, because this forge set's going to be giving you first of all 6% speed and increased break effect when facing a fire weak enemy, which she should be always facing a fire weak enemy. If you're using her on a break team with Firefly, this should always be the case 100% of the time. If you're not, then you might run into some issues here and there. Like, this is not the end all be all set. Like, this is the best in slot for her if you're running her against a fire weak enemy, but not the only set, because what I think the second best in slot is actually the new set we have in the game right now, which is the Lushaka set, guys. But anyways, guys, what this set's going to be doing is giving you 5% energy regen rate, and then if they're not the first character on the team, you're giving the first character on their team an attack bonus. To me, this is just a really good alternative to Von Wax pack into also the Pinaconi set as well, where they both give you energy regen rate. They kind of give you action advance forward for your first turn, or they give you like a damage bonus for the same damage type. So I mean, like overall could work if you're running like maybe like a Topaz on the team, you run Pinaconi here, but overall I think a attack buff is pretty universal across every single thing you would do. That applies for break effect, and that's also going to be applying for any like dot team you want to run on maybe, or any follow-up team as well. You'll be just giving them a 12% attack buff, which can be utilized by any team in the game right now. But that's really it as far as recommending sets here, right? I mean, like there's not really much I can recommend here. A lot more plays into the actual stats that you have. So depending on your stats, it's going to depend on what sets you run at the end of the day, I guess. So let's go ahead and talk about those main stats first. On the boots, guys, you're going to be wanting to aim for speed. On that body, you're going to be wanting to aim for outgoing healing. On the ropes, either going to be ERR or break effect. And then finally on the sphere is going to be an attack percent sphere. Guys, all of her healing scales off of attack percentage. So as long as you're giving her attack percentage, you're getting more healing out for the team. And now the reason why I recommend either break effect or ERR is really going to depend on what light cone you're using. If you're not using S5 post-op, you want to be running energy regen rope here. If you're running S5 post-op, you do not have to run ERR here. You can opt in to run break effect and make the rest of the build easier, okay guys? But these are the main stats I recommend. Now let's go ahead and talk about some of those sub and recommended stats, because these are actually really easy as well. You just want to aim for speed, break effect, and attack percentage. These are the only real stats you want to aim for here. HP percentage can work just to make her a little bit more squishy, a little bit tankier, but realistically, these are the only three main stats you really need. I guess effect reds as well. Like let's just say the 4 slots for any defensive stat, okay? I think that's a much better way to put it, okay? Any defensive stat there works. One thing I do want to point out to you guys though, you want to aim for at least 152% break effect if you're running her on a full break team. If you're not, at least 200% break effect. Make sure you're maximizing her kit to the fullest, okay? So 152 to 153 if you're running Ruan Mei and then Harmony MC on the team. If you're not running that, then you want to run 200%, okay? Just keep that in mind for when you're building. Keep these two numbers here in mind. Anyways, guys, that's really going to do it for this main section here. We can kind of talk about teams now. Like we mentioned in the kit, guys, she is going to be giving a massive break value to the whole team, or really a massive break debuff for the whole team. I know for a fact this is going to be the new best in slot healer for Firefly here, just because of the fact that we're getting AoE healing almost every single turn. We're getting the increased break efficiency there, and then we're just attacking the enemy so much and breaking enemy shield so much faster. Her being fire type also plays in with the forge set we have in the game right now. Everything just kind of plays into just being good for Firefly and break teams, right? But not only that team she works on, she also can work very well on a follow-up team as well, because her little rabbits count as follow-up attacks. So really any follow-up team you have can really take use of her as well. So say you didn't have someone like an Aventurine, right? This could be a great option for your account that plays both into that break meta and that follow-up meta as well. At the end of the day, guys, she's a sustain character. She can be ran on any team you want to put her on, right? Like, she's going to keep the team alive. She's going to do her job. If she can't do her job of keeping you alive, she is not a sustain character worth pulling for, right? As I see it, she's a direct upgrade to Locha, and overall, I think she is going to carry your account quite a far way, especially with the future metas we have coming to the game in the near future. We love Rappa, yeah. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below if you've pulled Miss Lingsha, if you've used Miss Lingsha, and if you plan on getting Miss Lingsha. So let me know in the comment section down below what your thoughts on her are, and that's gonna do it for today's video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, gamers. I would really appreciate it, please, before I hit a 360 and walk away from you. Hey, nowhere's no that deep cut, okay? Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one later. Bye-bye.